Good Morning Britain gets very heated as controversial guest drops N-word. The transgender social activist was sensationally dropped from a L'Oreal campaign for declaring that all white people are racist. Munroe Bergdorf and Piers Morgan had clashed over the matter before, and today she returned to Good Morning Britain alongside broadcaster Edward Adu. The pair debated about Twitter suspending the accounts of Britain's first leaders Jada Franson and Paul Golding for spreading their hateful views. Munroe, 29, thought the suspension was the right thing to do and began to deliver her views to Good Morning Britain's Piers Morgan and Susanna Reid. However, just a few seconds in, the model dropped the N-word. "This is about abuse, this is about racism," she began. "I was called a N, I was called a black bitch. I was called a tranny constantly." Edward argued that Munroe, 29, would have been banned for what she had said back in September, but surprisingly Piers was on her side. He said, "I believe fundamentally in freedom of speech. We're in a massively sensitive society, but there has to be a limit. I was called an N, I was called a black bitch. I was called a tranny constantly." Munroe Bergdorf. Munroe, who has an English mother and Jamaican father, went on, but before she could, Susanna apologized to the audience and warned her not to use the N-word. However, the defiant model dropped the word once again and earned a stern warning from Piers too. Viewers were fuming that Good Morning Britain had even invited her back. One social networker tweeted, "Oh God, Munroe Bergdorf is back, a true example of how to represent yourself badly," and while another asked, "Munroe Bergdorf, the mess is on #GMB again. Hates white people, said the N-word twice live on air." The gentleman next to her looks horrified. "When will the horror show be banned from TV?" A third viewer also chimed in, "Wow. She's said the N-word twice now." "It's outstanding how effective that word is. Awful." And another added, "Who let it Munroe Bergdorf back on TV?" In August, Essex-born Munroe was announced as the first openly transgender model to front L'Oreal's True Match campaign. However, a Facebook rant from her official page was found in the wake of the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville. The following month she was sacked from the campaign and her Facebook post went viral. Good Morning Britain continues tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. on ITV.